What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Prolific Kitchen. Today we will be cooking a three-dish dinner. For the first dish, we have a seafood salad, which includes crab meat, shrimp, and then it is placed on top of a hash brown and then covered with a fried egg and chili garlic sauce with a red wine vinaigrette. Our second dish will be a beef pho with black beans and bulldog noodles and a beef broth with a little bit of a chili garlic sriracha sauce going on in there. But I pretty much used a bit of some beef gravy that I had left over and some pho beef stock that I found at Kroger's. Just by the way, for putting y'all on, you're welcome. For the last and main dish, we have a creamy seafood puree with grilled swordfish placed on top of mini garlic basil bread with a creamy cheesy mashed potato scallops. You guys see my reaction, so you can tell how it tastes. So we're gonna start by getting right into this kitchen. I hope you guys are ready. Thank you for watching. Alright, so dish one is very simple to make. We're gonna start by getting some shrimp and chopping it up, and then we have that crab claw meat, and we're gonna pretty much get our seasonings and some garlic butter with a little bit of lime juice going, and then we're gonna saute that. Then we're gonna get our salad, which is a pre-mixed vegetable garden salad, and then we're adding some spinach with a little bit of seasonings and some red wine vinegar, and then we're gonna pretty much mix that all together and get that, flavor and all that together with the cooked seafood. And once that's pretty much all packed in and mixed together, we're gonna add some cheese, and then we're gonna get ready to plate it. And we're gonna start by putting the hash brown on the plate. Then we're gonna add the salad with the seafood, and then we're gonna add a fried egg on top with some chili, garlic, crunchy, like little garlic bits, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's pretty much the first dish of the night. Alright, so let's get into the second dish. We will be having a beef pho. So we will be starting with some leftover beef that I had, and I'm just pretty much separating the gravy slash juice that was left over, and I'm using a beef pho stock that I found at Kroger's. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere else if you want to find it, but I wanted to try it and see if it was like worth using, and it didn't disappoint. But yeah, pretty much I did that, and I let that come to a boil. While on the side, I pretty much prepared the beef, which is like kind of like reheating it for the most part, and then I added some budak noodles, and I let that boil and come to the consistency of how I pretty much like my noodles. When it came to plating, I pretty much started with the noodles and the beef, and then I added some fresh cilantro and mint, and 2 scoops of black bean, some chili sauce from the budak noodles, and then I added a little bit of garlic and some sriracha as well to form a nice little spicy, kind of like Asian taste. If I'm um, keeping you guys up. But after that, I let that broth come to a boil a little bit more, and then I just poured it on top of that and just let it sit so that it can just kind of have all those flavors soak up together. And then I added some lime and some hoisin sauce. All right, so that makes up the third dish. As you can see, I'm pretty much pouring the beef broth on it to get all those natural flavors from the cilantro and the mint leaf in there, and to just pretty much have everything soak up all those juices, like I said. And I'm not gonna lie, this was about a 20 out of 10. The first one was good, the salad, but I think this was a a shocking taste, but it was really good. I will be making it again. Alright gang, so let's get into this third dish. So we're gonna pretty much start by making the puree, and we're gonna get some tomatoes, some mint leaves, some cilantro, some pickled garlic, and we're gonna add some of the pickled garlic juice, a little bit of fish sauce, and some heavy whipping cream with some sriracha. And we're gonna pretty much get that blended until we see that nice like creamy texture, if you put it, but I want to say like a nice smooth. And then we're gonna get that to boil. But then we're gonna start our basil garlic bread, and we're gonna pretty much start by adding everything bagel seasoning and a little bit of Jamaican seasoning, and throwing your garlic on there as well before you put it in the oven. And I like to use a little bit of garlic and herb butter to give it like a nice like flavor, so it can soak it up and it won't just be too hard and it won't just be sitting on top. And we're gonna start on our potato scallops. So we're gonna get our dry scallops pre-sliced. Yes, I did not feel like doing it on my own. Cut me some slack. I do everything from scratch. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna get those scallops, and then we're just gonna season it pretty much and add some spinach in there to, you know, the green. It always does some things for you. Throw some cheese on top, and then I like to throw it in the oven to get it to a nice bake. Yeah, ain't nobody touching me on baking either. Like, I'm gonna just put that out there. I can do it all. For the choice of protein, we will be having swordfish. Now, I don't know what made me get swordfish, but when I was at the store, I seen it and I just decided, why not? Why not take the chance? And I do not regret it at all. But I sliced it up. The slicing is a little bit of like a freestyle. I didn't know what I was going for. I just was doing it. So bear with me. And then I threw it on the grill, and I used this Jamaican everything seasoning. Shout out to you guys. It's a seafood seasoning that was new, and I wanted to try it out. So I got that, and I definitely will recommend it to everybody to try on their seafood. It has a little bit of an Old Bay Cajun taste, but it has those Jamaican spices in it that kind of like gives it a perfect blend with everything. Like, I don't know. I think that's like the perfect seasoning to just recommend and use, if not adding anything else. And then I just added a little bit of this like red seasoning. I feel like it's kind of like the Jamaicans' way of using adobo, but with their taste, and not like the adobo like taste. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I used as well. when it came to plating, I pretty much just started with the potato scallops in the middle, just so you can scoop that and get a taste of that while also seeing and being able to taste the rest of the plate and pretty much getting the visualization of the prolific plates that I've been trying to create. So I started by placing that, and then I poured the puree around it, and I chose to put the garlic bread around the plate because I wanted to soak up the nice seafood fish sauce flavor from the creamy puree, and I wanted it to be able to just burst in your mouth with all the flavors when you took the bite, because the garlic bread, the swordfish, and the avocado on top with a little bit of truffle sauce. And then when you have that soaked in and you put the scallop creamy potatoes and take a bite, it's just like, I don't even know how to put it. But if you've seen the scene of like Ratatouille, when the guy bit into the ratatouille and he felt like it brought him back to his childhood, that's what this did for me. But like, I never had this in my childhood, so Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this 3-dish video. You guys like, comment, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for more.